What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the first episode of Fishy Hour 2025. It's pretty crazy. Hope everybody's having a good beginning to the year. I am. I'm having it's already off to a really great start. Hope you're having a good year as well. I wanted to get on here and do this episode because we kind of stopped making episodes at the end of last year. And if you're not in the Discord server, you don't know what happened. So I wanted to kind of relay what happened to you if you haven't already heard. And then just kind of go over like what the status is for this show and what the plan is for 2025, along with some other stuff. So hang out. And we will get through it, and you can whatever you can be informed, or yeah, something like that, something along those lines. All right, so let's do Pop Top. I've got to do Pop Top, guys. If you're watching and you want to participate, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst. Rate this Pop Top. Here we go. Oh, shoot, that was a nice one. All right, there it is. Pop Top 2025. It's my best Pop Top of 2025. Been waiting to hit that one. All right. So let's get into it. Let me put a little background music so it doesn't sound so desolate in here. Oh, shoot, I don't know about that track. Let's see. Let me find a more upbeat track, guys. Give me a second. There we go. All right. So last year, it's funny. Last year. I didn't really focus on fishing too much. I was busy doing other things. And I don't know, I think it's it wasn't good for my channel, my content creation, my fishing stuff. I really still enjoy fishing. I like being out on the water. For all the same reasons that I started fishing, I still enjoy fishing, and I will always fish, I think, in one form or another, like on the kayak with a hook and line, or in the water spearfishing. But I just love being around the water, in the water. And so for all the same reasons that I started hook and line fishing from the kayak, those reasons still hold true. I still enjoy being on or in the water, catch releasing, or catching food or catching fish to eat. And so I'll always have that. I'll always continue to fish. But part of my mission when I started making content for, I guess, YouTube in general, was to show that a person like me could come into this community and provide like a lot of value, like build something for people that weren't part of the status quo, I guess, or weren't part of the get off my lawn crowd, right? And I thought I was doing pretty good, you know. The group was super inclusive, and the rules for the group were, or are, to respect each other, to to not be dishonest, to be overall just good people, right? To be good citizens of the world, I guess, or I don't even know how you describe it. To not be the get off my lawn guy, right? Just keep it simple. To not be the get off my lawn guy, and with the whole election, and I've never used this platform or any of my or my other channel to try to sway anybody into voting one way or the other, right? At least I don't feel like I did. I don't feel like I ever used the platform, used my position in the club to try to sway anybody to vote one way or another, right? Because I thought that the people that were joining the club were people that had that same mindset as me, that were not going to be the get off my lawn guys, right? And I don't know if this is kind of mean or hurting your feelings. I kind of honestly don't care at this point, okay? Because I thought I was providing a service, a free service to the community, right? A place for people that feel like they're not accepted by the majority of the fishing community to come in and be welcomed, right? And I don't know. It's hard to talk about this topic. That's why I never like to talk about this stuff. But I need to explain to you guys why I did what I'm calling like the Trumper purge on the MMFC Discord server, right? So in case you're not in the Discord server, last year, towards the end of the year, or maybe last month, a couple months ago, after the election, I realized that no matter what value, what service, what benefit I could give to somebody with that mentality, no matter what I do or what somebody like me does for the community or for whatever, fishing or in any community, I'll never be accepted, I guess you could say, right? Even though I am a citizen of the United States, I was born here, born and raised in Ventura County. And I realized that we don't talk about politics in the Discord server. We never have, right? I was just operating under that assumption that somehow me providing, I don't know, like it felt like a betrayal when I started hearing that when I started seeing stuff and people like in the club supported this crazy, insane person, and I'm talking about Trump here, right? For whatever reason, right? For whatever single issue you have about why you would support a person like that, right? To me, I just couldn't comprehend that somebody in our club would find any... I'm just like disappointed, really, like majorly disappointed, because I could, the way I see this person, the way I see Trump is like he's such a flawed person. If I look at it from the religious perspective, there is nothing that would make me say, from a religious perspective, this person is the example we should follow, right? Even if just half the things that are known about them were fake, I'll give you 90% of the things that are said about them. Let's say, oh, that's fake. 10% of what's still there is like stuff that's pretty wretched, right? Stuff that that the way I understand religion doesn't align with religion. And now we're talking about religion and politics. I apologize, but hey, you don't have to sit here and watch. You can leave, okay? I got to get this off my chest, and I got to explain to you guys why I purged the MMFC server of Trump supporters. I just straight up asked people that if they voted for Trump, I don't want any Trump supporters in my group. I don't want to be associated, affiliated with, or give benefit to anybody that is in any way, shape, or form aligned with or supports this maniac. Okay? Because when you voted for Trump, you voted for, well, I don't know exactly why you voted, but there's different reasons why people voted for him. But all those reasons are pretty much they're single issues that were used to get you to basically you got swindled into believing into what this guy's doing. He's not gonna do what he says. He's not gonna fix the economy. He's not gonna lower the prices of anything. He's basically bamboozled a lot of people into voting for him, right? And the stuff this guy's done already, not even talking about the stuff he's gonna do, the stuff he's done already is pretty reprehensible. I wouldn't want this person, if this wasn't Trump, if this was just a guy I knew, right? I wouldn't want to be that person's friend, right? I wouldn't want my family associated with that person. If I had daughters, I wouldn't want my daughter dating that person if he was like a young version of him, right? Because everything this person does is, it's not for the well-being of the United States. It's not for the well-being of others. It's all about how he can enrich himself more and stay out of jail for the things he's already done. This guy's a perpetual liar, grifter, and the worst part about all this, maybe you could say, okay, whatever, people lie, people run scams, people cheat. I guess I could look past that, right? And I could look past that, I guess. I could say, you know what? It's all right. You vote that way. I vote this way. I don't even care. Let's agree to disagree. Okay? Because when we're talking about politics, it makes sense for us to be able to get along and have our disagreements. If it's about something like trickle-down economics or bottom-up economics, whatever, right? You believe that we should give. Let's say I believe that we should give companies more tax breaks and subsidies, government subsidies, because that means that creates more jobs and the money trickles down to the regular people. Okay, and let's say that you believe that we should give people more. We should give the middle class more tax cuts, so that the whole economy grows or whatever. We can agree on that, right? Nobody gets hurt. I'm not going to get hurt if I believe one way or the other on that piece, on economics, on those kind of policies. I don't get hurt. You don't get hurt. Well, physically, right? We're talking about like the economy. The economy, it's different, right? We can disagree. We can agree to disagree, like we all have, on whether you're pro or against pineapple on pizza. That's fine. That's fun. We can agree to disagree on that. And again, when you get your pizza, you might not get pineapple on it. When I get my pizza, if I'm feeling spicy, I might get pineapple and jalapenos on it, right? But the fact that we agree to disagree on that doesn't hurt anyone, okay? It changes, though, when this lunatic, Trump, is making policy that... What up, Doug? Good to see you in here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. It changes things when this lunatic's policy is so racially motivated. This guy's a freaking Nazi. Okay, so you have this guy with these policies coming into office, emboldening other people that have those same crazy old beliefs, right? And it makes my life more, it puts me more in danger, right? It puts anybody that doesn't look a certain way in danger, right? So you can say, why are you even talking about this? It's just politics. It's not just politics anymore, because now you have people getting hurt, right? Now you have these people that are saying things and doing things that 8 years ago wouldn't even imagine doing those things in public. And now you have these people doing it in public, and some of them even posting about it. I'm talking about like harassing minorities, beating people up, and just saying these crazy things. Keyboard warriors saying all these vile, disgusting things about women, about minorities, about the other. Fill in the blank. Okay. So I have no power and no willingness to control or to persuade you in your thoughts in any way. So when the election came and went, I said nothing. Okay. But now that the election is done and you voted for this insane maniac, I don't want to be around you. Straight up. I'm looking you right in the eye if you're watching, and most of you are gone, so that's okay. I'm okay with 5 concurrent viewers. I'm okay with 2 concurrent viewers. I'll sit here and stream by myself. Okay? But I will not compromise my morals to coddle the very people that are voting for this maniac, that seek the refuge that my hard work provides them by creating a safe space, where the very reason they need a safe space is because they're supporting a maniac like that with those policies, right? You're in the MMFC club looking for refuge from your life and from politics and from religion, because you know that it's a place where we don't discuss those things. And why do you need it? Because your religion is messed up and your politics are messed up. Okay? And yeah, we talk about fishing every once in a while, right? It's fun to go fishing too, right? But if you voted for Trump, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be associated with you in any way. And that is why I purged the MMFC Discord server. So there it is, from my mouth to your ears. Don't get it twisted. It's as simple as that. I don't want to be affiliated, associated with, or involved with, or even friends with, even acquaintances with a known Trump supporter, because honestly, I don't feel safe with you, right? I don't want to be out in the ocean with somebody that might decide the world is better off with one less Mexican. Okay? And out there in the drink, as they say, a lot of things can happen, and you're miles offshore, and I would rather not. That said, for the people that are here and still watching, maybe some of you are watching that I kicked out of the club, and whatever, you can watch. Maybe some of you are here because you're trying to figure out what's going on. If you're here, you understand what's going on now. It's also in the Discord server, where our numbers on the Discord server went from 450 people in there to 400 or something like that. So we lost 50-ish people, right? Or people that left, people that said, you know what, I voted for Trump, I'm out of here, right? And maybe you voted for Trump and you stayed, whatever. Once I find out you voted for Trump, I'm kicking you out anyway. I know, guys, it sounds brutal, it sounds harsh, but just like you have your rights and your you have the right to control who you want in your circle, right? I have the right to control who I want in my circle, okay? And I don't want any Trumpers in my life or in my circle. So now that that's settled, or now that that's made clear, we're starting over, right? Mad Max Fishing Club is still in play. We still have a club. The people that stuck around, and you know what? If you are a MMFC club member and you want to go join a different club, you want to go hang out with the guys that you were fishing with before that were here and left, I have no problem with that. You control who you want in your circle. That's up to you, right? I just don't want those people in my circle. That's it. Super simple. Okay. And I don't care who you're friends with. I don't care what clubs you're a member of, right? Except if you're a member of like the Nazi Party or a Trumper or MAGA. If you're any of those guys, sorry, I don't want anything to do with you. Okay. And you can get plenty of fishing content somewhere else. But for the people that are still here and are staying and are kind of in agreement with not wanting Trumpers in their life, MMFC is where we don't put up with that stuff. Okay? We don't put up with the get off my lawn guys. We don't put up with MAGA. We don't put up with any Trumpers. And yeah, we might still have some sleepers in there that are Trump supporters and are leeching off the benefits that we provide as a club. But the majority of them are out. Okay? And I don't have ill will towards those people. Let's get that straight. I don't have ill will towards those people that left or that voted for Trump. I just don't want to be associated with them, right? My feelings towards them are neutral, but I just want my space. I don't want, like I said, to be around them, interact with them, because, again, from my perspective, it's not safe. It's not safe for me. Okay, so that is the I guess that is the update for the year. That said, let's talk about this channel itself. Let's talk about Fishy Hour. Let's talk about this channel. Let's talk about this show. A lot of the push towards keeping this show alive after COVID was that it was a fun place for us to hang out, right? It was a fun place for us to hang out, provide value to the community, provide everybody a way to de-stress, a way to have something to look forward to when times were tough, right? Like, and I've always felt like it was my gift to the community, right? Again, like for the reasons stated before. Like, this guy is doing something for the world. This guy, like, I'm doing something for, even if it was just for us, even if it was just for us here in San Diego, catching spotties, right? And just because our group got a setback like this, and I had to get rid of some of the members or ask people to leave, I don't think it's worth killing the whole club over, right? There's still some good people in the club. Well, the people that left are good people. Well, I don't know. It's hard to. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not saying the people that left are bad people. Okay, they might have not known all the facts before they voted or whatever, or they knew the facts and voted that way anyway. Let's just say I'm not saying they're bad people. Okay, but the people that stay behind, they're in the club. They understand where I'm coming from. You know what I mean. The channel here stays up. We have a lot of great content with Brian and all the stuff we did with, like, before that with COVID and all that stuff. I thought about taking the channel down, but it doesn't make sense. There's a lot of, like, I don't want to kill the channel to spite the people that enjoyed it in the past at the expense of the people that had nothing to do with this not being able to benefit from the archive of the show, from the episodes that Brian and I worked so hard to make. So the channel stays up, the videos remain available, public, and you can watch any of the back episodes. So the archive is still around, and I don't intend on taking it down. And as far as Google is concerned, as far as YouTube is concerned, they normally wouldn't just tear down a channel, even if we're not making new videos to it, right? Now that said, the content schedule for the channel, for this channel, I'm thinking about still doing the show like intermittently. Okay, so I'm not gonna hit you every Wednesday anymore, but I will use this channel and my regular channel to put together trips and outings just for the sake of fishing. You know, like Spotty Bowl is a really good tournament, and it's fun to do, and by competing you do learn more. Okay, but I'm kind of over it. I want to fish for the fun of it. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's fun to compete, and I enjoy competing, maybe not as much as Brian, for example, right? But sometimes I just want to go fishing because I want to go fishing. I want to go fishing, not keep track of the fish, not even take a picture of them. I want to go, I want to catch a spotty, I want to look at it, say thank you, and release it, right? And not have to worry about charging my cell phone, taking an extra battery pack, all that stuff, right? So the fishing that we're doing now as a club, as MMFC, will be more oriented towards helping new anglers understand the basics, right? Like we've been doing since the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna shy away a little bit from competitions, and again, these are just my goals for 2025. If you want to compete, that's fine. Competing will make you a better angler faster. Okay, but I'm gonna recreational fish. I'm gonna chill, and I might fish for an hour, or I might fish for 16 hours. Just depends what I feel like. If I'm hungry or not, if I can make landfall and get myself a sandwich, then I'll fish a little bit longer. If I'm streaming or not, I might decide to just fish for the sake of fishing and not even stream. I might decide to make a video about that session if the session is productive, if the session is good. So when I go out to fish, if I have any insights to share, maybe I'll jump on here on a random Wednesday. I'll give you enough warning so you know that the show is going to be popping off. I'll jump on here, I'll share what I have to share with you, show you some pictures, share my insights on my last session. And then if I happen to have recorded that session, I'll put that session in on my regular channel as like a fishing vlog, for example, right? But my production my production quantity will definitely be scaled back on this channel, and my fishing channel pretty much has been scaled back the past year, right? I haven't had any inspiration hasn't struck me in the past year for making new fresh fishing content, right? I feel like we've covered a lot. If anything, I might make fishing content that's more related towards like filleting fish, processing fish, you know, the stuff that maybe would be helpful for somebody that's just getting onto like charters or just caught their first big fish and they're looking up how to fillet a tuna or something, how to fillet a dorado, how to fillet a halibut, right? If I catch those fish in my this year, I'll make a video on the rigging, how to catch them, how to fillet them, how to process the fish, basically how to cook it and preserve, how to cook it or set it up to store it for long term, like to freeze, vacuum seal it and freeze it, that kind of stuff. So that'll be kind of like the plan for me, for my content creation when it comes to fishing. Okay. So again, you're already subscribed. You'll see it when it comes up, if it comes up. And if you're going to stick around, thanks for sticking around, right? Same thing with my regular channel, my Roman Castro vlog channel. That will be where I post those types of videos, right? If I can schedule interviews with people that are part of the community or someone that I just want to learn from, I'll set it up, get an interview, put the episode out. That'll probably be on this channel, and that'll be, it'll still be few and far between. Okay, it'll still be few and far between. But my goal with that is to not jump on here and just get on here for the sake of being on. My goal with that is to get on here and share useful information where when you see my alerts come up, You're gonna say, okay, Roman's gonna jump on and he's gonna deliver some value to me, right? So if that sounds cool, stick around, I guess, right? Let's see what else we have on my roster. Some of the things I've been focusing on the past couple of years, and this year even more. And these things have kind of taken me away a little bit from fishing. It's family, of course. And my kids are at a perfect age where they are super fun, and I love doing things with them. I love just sitting and talking to them, right? Like it's a time of their life where like we won't have this time for long before they're grown up, and so I want to maximize that time with them and be around for them, right? Especially at this hour, 7 p.m. That's when we're usually winding down after dinner, and we can have dinner together. So I know that it's just one day a week, but one day a week adds up. One day a week adds up. It's time that I can't get back. And again, at this point in my life, with this current situation, I feel that time is better spent with my family, right? And just on like I said, my personal goals, I guess I'm still going to jiu-jitsu. I'm on that blue belt now, and just trying to put in those classes to get myself skilled up and get to that purple belt, and then eventually a brown belt, and hopefully I can get a black belt before I pass away. It takes about 10 years to get a black belt, so maybe I'll never get a black belt, but I'm gonna keep trying. And part of that is having the time to focus on that skill, on the drills, and just showing up to class, and I need that time. So that's another reason why. Usually the way we used to do Fishy hour last year, like my jiu-jitsu class is at 4, my kids' class start at 5, they get out at 6, we haul butt home to get ready for the show, put out the thumbnail, and put the timer on, and be ready to go by 7. So it's Wednesdays are super hectic for me, and it would just be nice to be able to, for example, if I feel good during the 4 o'clock class, to stick around and do like the 6 o'clock class too. Maybe do 2 sessions a night on Wednesdays or whenever, right? It's just nice to have that spot open, especially since my Wednesdays have been locked out for more than a couple of years, right? And again, I feel like at that time it was worth to provide the community with that value, right? But right now, my priorities are with my family, I guess, and with doing jiu-jitsu. And another thing is I've been really focused up on the whole Bitcoin situation, right? I know I'm going to lose a bunch of you guys when I talk about this, but it's, if you want to be able to fish more, if you want to be able to have more of your own time to be able to fish, you need to understand how the money works, how the money in this country works, how the money in any country works, and how it's used to keep you poor, right? How the money supply continues to increase. And when that happens, the value of the money in your savings loses purchasing power. And as that money in your savings loses purchasing power, you're basically getting robbed. You're getting robbed at whatever the inflation rate is. And they want to say it's 3 or 4%, but in reality, it's a lot worse. It's a lot worse than that. Just noticed a few minutes before I had to go. No worries, Coach. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. The value of that cash savings, right? I'm gonna hit you with the pizza example. Okay. So when you get, let's say you have a pizza, and that pizza has 8 slices. Okay, it's a big pizza. Big pizza with 8 slices. Pineapple or no pineapple, you decide. And Coach and I and Doug and Dario. What's up, Dario? Dario, Coach, and Doug and myself. There's 4 of us. We're all gonna eat this pizza. Okay? And it is whatever. It's 8 slices. Right? Those 8 slices of pizza, we're gonna get 2 each because there's 4 of us, right? And I mean, 2 slices of pizza is not a lot. It's not gonna fill me up, but it will satiate my hunger enough for me to be like, okay, whatever, we can still chill, and I'll go eat something after we hang out, right, or whatever, or order a second pizza, right? But for the sake of this example, 1 pizza, 8 slices, 4 people eating. You each have 2 slices each, okay? And then let's say that 4 other people show up. When those 4 other people show up, we say, oh man, we don't have enough pizza for everyone. Let's slice the pizza up some more so that everybody can get 2 slices. So now you slice the pizza from 8 slices to 16 slices, right? But you didn't increase the amount of pizza. You just increased the amount of slices of this pizza. So Dario still gets 2 slices, I still get 2 slices, Coach gets 2 slices, and Doug gets 2 slices, and the other 4 people that showed up afterwards, they all get 2 slices each, right? Well, we all get 2 slices each. Sorry, 2 slices each. And we kind of look at each other, we're like, well, you still have 2 slices, bro, right? You have 2 slices of pizza, but now it's like 1 slice of the old pizza, right? So you're not getting full. You're not even getting satiated because it's just 1 slice of the old pizza that was split up into 8. The pizza that's split up into 16, 2 slices have less satiating power or less purchasing power than the original size slice of the pizza that had 8 slices. Okay, 8 slices of pizza, 1 slice equals 1/8 of the value of the pizza. 16 slices of pizza, 1 slice equals 1/16 of the value of the pizza. Okay, so this is how the money system works. This is how the money is being used to keep you poor. Okay, you take the value, the pizza, that the money represents, the US dollar, right? Or any dollar in any currency. Any currency in any country. The money represents a certain amount of value. So when you take that value and you slice it up some more, i.e. making more bills, printing more money, you print more money, and it's like cutting the pizza up into more slices. You have more paper money. It looks like you have more money, right? I took those 2 pizza slices and I put them in my bank account, and they still look like 2 pizza slices. But when the pizza gets cut up some more, your 2 pizza slices still show a balance of 2 pizza slices, but those 2 pizza slices can only feed you the same amount as 1 pizza slice before. So you've in essence lost purchasing power. You've lost value, right? So that is the issue with inflation. That is how working a job, 2 jobs, will never be able to help you. You won't be able to outrun the rate at which the money is being printed. Like the amount of money that's getting printed is so fast that even if you work 2 shifts, 2 overtime, you won't be able to produce fast enough to beat the rate of inflation, right? Unless you're getting like a 10% raise every year at your job, you'll be neutral. 8, 9, or 10% raise at your job every year. Unless you're doing that, you're losing ground. Your purchasing power is going down. Therefore, you'll never be able to save for anything, right? Even if you save for something, just the fact that you're saving in dollars is debasing you, because the dollars of yesterday could buy more than the dollars of today, right? And it's hard to see that because we don't have anything to compare it to. Okay, it's like when you're on the kayak, you're on the water, the current's pushing you along. If you're looking down, you can't tell that you're moving, but But if you look at the shore, you can tell that you're moving. Okay. So the dollar is the water. and you're trying to make it up the channel. You're trying to make it into Mission Bay Channel on an outgoing tide, and it's really hard. It's really hard. The outgoing tide is the money printer, expanding the money supply faster than you can earn it. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that only the people that can afford asset classes that are increasing, asset classes that can appreciate against the dollar are making money, are staying wealthy, are getting wealthy. That's why you have the wealth gap between the people that work and the people that own things like property, real estate, stocks and bonds, all those things, right? Those different things have different rate of growth. And for the most part, most of them almost beat inflation, right? So somebody that's in real estate, they're losing money as well, but not as fast as somebody who's saving in dollars, right? Or currency, fiat, government money. So what is the solution? The solution, of course, is to get into a different asset class. Take your savings, put them in a different asset class, like a house, or I guess gold, silver, that kind of stuff. But those asset classes have different weaknesses to them, and they still lose value against Bitcoin. Against the dollar. Just not as fast as just holding the dollar. Okay. So what is the solution? This is where Bitcoin comes in. Okay. You start to understand what Bitcoin is. It's a digital coin that's it's a limited supply, and you should think of it as a form of digital real estate. Okay. Imagine there was an island offshore west of California. Okay. And this island only has 21 million parcels of land on this island. Okay. And if you own a parcel of land on that island, the value that parcel of land represents is shielded from the inflation that we're experiencing every day. Okay. So what does that mean? It means that whatever value you put into that property offshore in this imaginary island that's got a limited supply of 21 million, that value won't get leached away through the normal process of inflation, which is how they keep us poor, right? This is the same concept that you use to justify investing in real estate or investing in stocks and bonds, right? Those things have a rate of growth that seems to be beating inflation, right? But those things are not growing fast enough to really beat inflation. They're just keeping you at the same level of purchasing power, but not really pushing you beyond. Okay. And so let's continue with that example of the island offshore with a limited supply of lots you can buy. So not only is it a limited supply of lots, but whenever you buy a lot on this island, the value of that lot is shielded from inflation. So that's a benefit, right? And a lot of people don't understand how this island works yet, right? This physical island offshore is still susceptible to different things like invasion, right? Like physical, a navy could go and like take it over and seize your land there, seize your lot, and there goes your wealth, right? A fire can come through and burn your house down, and there goes the value of your house there, right? Just like any other property. Okay. There's that physical vulnerability of existing in physical space. So now you take the same concept of this island and you put it into a digital space. Okay. You have this limited real estate that will preserve your value, preserve your purchasing power from inflation, and even grow it against inflation. And you have people that don't really understand it yet coming through and starting to learn about it and saying, hey, I want to shield my value from inflation too. Give me some of that pristine land, digital land, right? Or Bitcoin basically is what we're talking about here. And so I know I lost a lot of you guys. I get it. Okay. But this is what I've been focused on, what I've been working on since May 22nd, 2023. May 22nd, 2023. I started this show called the Stack Sats Show, which I not renamed to Stack Bitcoin Show. And I go on there Monday through Friday, guys. I do a 30 to 45 minute episode at 2 p.m. and I talk about Bitcoin and I show you guys, like, straight up. I buy Bitcoin on the show every day, Monday through Friday. And this is my spreadsheet. This is look at May 22nd, 2023. I bought $5 worth of Bitcoin when Bitcoin was valued at $27,260, right? Why $5? Because $5 is something that anybody can scrounge up. You can scrounge up $5. You can skip out on drinking your Starbucks coffee. You can skip out on that extra pack of baits that you don't even use, right? You have enough baits. Buy Bitcoin instead, right? That purchase of $5 in Bitcoin got me 0.00018 Bitcoin. And at the current price of Bitcoin, $94,697, that $5 purchase of 0.00018 Bitcoin turned into $17. So far, because I don't sell it, right? This other purchase, let's see. So these are all purchases I've been doing. Every line on this spreadsheet represents an episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. And I go on there, I talk about Bitcoin for like 5-10 minutes. We buy Bitcoin, we update the spreadsheet, and we're tracking it, right? Since I started the show, like I said, back in May, we haven't even gone to one Bitcoin. But that's okay. You don't need a whole Bitcoin to understand the benefits of and to reap the benefits of having the value that you set aside grow and be shielded from inflation. Let me show you what's going on here. So since May in 2023, I've invested or I've saved $11,030 into Bitcoin through different episodes. We're on episode 352, I think, of the show. Buying $5 a day. We eventually moved it up to $10 a day, and then now we're doing $20 a day. But anyway, the whole amount that we've invested so far in the show, the whole amount is $11,030. Okay, that accumulated us about 0.23 Bitcoin. And since the Bitcoin has gone up in value this whole time, our gains or the value of our savings, if I would have just saved $11,000, I would have $11,000. But since I saved $11,000 in Bitcoin, the value of that Bitcoin is $21,000. It went up 97%. And yesterday or whatever, it was up to over 100%. Okay, so it basically doubled, right? Imagine that pizza example, right? When you save in dollar, when you save in government money that can be debased and printed to no end, you are letting them steal your value from you. You're letting them steal your purchasing power. You're letting them steal your time, because it took you your time on this earth to earn that money, to earn that value. Okay, you took that value and you put it into Bitcoin as a way to save that value for long term, and now you've doubled that money. And this is not, I'm not trying to get you into anything. I'm not trying to pitch you anything. I guess the only thing I am trying to pitch you is to take 20, 30 minutes, an hour to give Bitcoin a serious thought, seriously look into it. I'm not telling you to invest in it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it, right? What I'm telling you is that people that do not understand how it works are going to be forced to understand how it works, because you're going to have no choice. You're going to either A, learn how Bitcoin works and start to save in it, because it's a way that's going to preserve your purchasing power, if not grow it. It will grow it. Versus continuing to work harder and harder for your current lifestyle, because the purchasing power of the money you're getting paid continues to debase the longer you have that job without getting a raise that's over 10% each year. Okay? So that's one way to look at it, right? Another way to look at this is it cost me $11,000 to accumulate 0.23 Bitcoin. If I were to go and buy the same 0.23 Bitcoin today, it would cost me 97% more dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. Okay? It shows you that the purchasing power of the dollar has gone down by 97% as of today since May 22nd, 2023. So it's insane. Okay, the rate at which the money is expanding is the rate at which you're losing purchasing power. Okay, because remember, slicing up the pizza into more slices doesn't make more pizza, doesn't make more value, doesn't make more purchasing power. They give the other bills that are coming into existence a little bit of the juice from your bills that are in your bank account. Okay, so it's a crazy thing. I have another example that I want to show you that is a little bit more clear. Okay, this could get a little confusing. Let's talk about this. This is what I call my burrito index. Okay, I buy a $13.70 burrito, and you're like, Jesus, why is this so expensive? Whatever. I like the carne asada, beans, cheese, and sour cream burrito. That burrito cost me, back in October 3rd, 2023, when I started tracking this, it cost me $13.70. I recently had it and it still costs $13.70 in terms of dollars. Okay? Keep that in mind. In terms of dollars, it cost me $13.70. Back in October 2023, at whatever the price of Bitcoin was, it cost me 49,603 Satoshis, which are basically fractions of a Bitcoin. This is the same as saying 0.00049,603 Bitcoin. Okay? We'll just say Satoshis for short. Okay, Satoshis is basically the smallest denomination of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar has 100 cents, a Bitcoin has 100 million Satoshis. So it's instead of being the pennies like the 0.002 digits, 100 pennies makes a dollar. Well, Bitcoin has 8 digits. Okay, so 100 million Satoshis makes $1. So Satoshi, Bitcoin, Satoshi, penny, Bitcoin, dollar. That's the relationship. That's the idea. So it's just easier to say 49,603 cents than it is to say 0.00049,603 Bitcoin. Okay, we're on the same page. Now, it cost me 49,603 fractions of a Bitcoin. October 3rd, 2023. It was $13, right? Well, today, that same burrito still costs me $13.70, but in terms of Bitcoin, it only costs me 14,561 fractions of a Bitcoin, Satoshis. Okay? So what does that mean? Let me explain it to you. It means that, what is that? What is it here? What is it? 49,603 Satoshis divided by 14,561. Okay. For the price of one burrito in October 2023, if I would have just set aside an additional $13.70, today, at the price of Bitcoin today, that same dollar amount, $13.70, would buy me 3.4 burritos. Let's just say 3.5 burritos. Okay. That same value, right? So as you can see, the price of things go down in terms of Bitcoin. In terms of dollars, if you're saving in dollars, the prices are always going to go up and life is going to get harder for you and you have to work harder and harder for the same things just to maintain your current lifestyle, right? But when you save in Bitcoin, the way it works, the value of it is going up, and it's going to continue to go up because, again, it's a limited supply, and more people are starting to understand how inflation works, and they want a hedge against that inflation, and that's Bitcoin, right? So as more people come into that ecosystem, right, and as the money printer continues to print and debase people, right, it's gonna go up and down, but for the most part, if you can buy and hold it for 4 years or more, it's gonna trend up. It's continues to go up because there is no end to the money printer. Okay, to the expansion of the money supply. All right, so let's say here the average mortgage/rent for a household in the United States is, we looked it up the other week, is $2,500 for your rent or for your mortgage. In 2 years ago, yeah, January 1st, 2023. I can't believe that's 2 years ago already. Crazy. If you were to take, for example, you were producing enough, you were making enough to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to take my extra money and I'm going to double up my house payment so I can pay it off sooner. Okay. Well, you take that, you would be paying into that debt in dollar terms, right? Because they want you to lower the dollar value of that loan as you're paying for it. Okay. But if you took that second payment and instead of sending it in as a double payment, you took that extra $2,500 and invested it into Bitcoin instead, or saved it into Bitcoin instead, right? 2 years ago, $2,500 would buy you 15.2 million Satoshis, right? Or was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? So 0.15 Bitcoin. Now, today, at the price of Bitcoin today, in order to have $2,500, that's only you only need 0.2657 Bitcoin. Okay, so that one extra payment that you made to yourself and saved in Bitcoin instead of sending it as a double payment for your mortgage can now cover the cost, or can cover the cost of 6 months worth of your mortgage. If you did that for 2 consecutive months, that Bitcoin savings is now from that $5,000 Bitcoin saving is now going to cover a whole year of your mortgage, right? But just by the virtue of it growing. Okay, if you continue to do that every month, then you would be a lot better off than you are now, right? Because now basically you've expanded, you've grown the value of your purchasing power, right? By having your savings in Bitcoin and letting inflation do its thing. Bitcoin is how you reverse inflation. Okay? Remember, the people that get wealthier with inflation are people that are holding assets that appreciate faster than the dollar, right? And yeah, sure, you could go buy real estate, you could go buy an apartment complex and lease it out and all that stuff. But those things have such a high barrier to entry and such an expense when it comes to owning those things, like insurance and like security, right? And having somebody manage it for you, dealing with tenants, your time, right? And maybe someone burns it down. Maybe a fire comes and burns it down, and there goes your whole investment, right? Well, Bitcoin is the way that you get better returns than even owning real estate, than even owning anything else. You get better returns on that, right? And again, we're at the very beginning of it. So don't look at the price and say, man, that's expensive. There's no way I can afford a whole Bitcoin. Don't think of it that way. You're not looking to buy a whole Bitcoin. You're looking to buy fractions of a Bitcoin. Because what really matters is the value that little stack represents. Okay? I know it's a lot for a fishing show, but this is kind of the stuff we talk about on the Stack Bitcoin show. Okay, so this is what we do every weekday. So if this piques your interest, go over there, because it's gonna give you a better. What's it gonna do? It's gonna give you a. Let me get this link for you guys. It's better. It's going to give you more opportunities to do what you love to do. Okay? Let me explain how that works. Let's go back to this burrito example. $13.70. Let's say that that's your hourly rate. It's a terrible hourly rate, but let's just say that it's your hourly rate. It costs you 1 hour of your life to buy a burrito. Right? It costs you 1 hour of your life to buy the burrito. The new channel, is there a link for the Discord? Let me get that for you. Actually, let me see. I think I have it here. Oh yeah, I do have a link for it. That sound. Oh, this is playing. Okay, cool. Let me get that link for you in the chat. It is. This should work. Let's see if that works. Let me know if that works. Anyway, I was going to show you that, let's say you're making $13.70 an hour. That's your job. Okay. And it costs you $13.70 to buy a burrito. So therefore, you're trading 1 hour of your life, 1 hour of your existence on this earth for a meal, for a burrito. Right? And you also, like I said earlier, you also traded your $13.70 for some satoshis, for some Bitcoin, and you bought 49,600 of those Bitcoin, of those fractions of a Bitcoin, and now that you can buy 3.5 burritos with the same amount of work as before, it's as if you would have worked an additional 3.5 hours at your job when you earned those $13.70. And the value, the purchasing power of your asset went up. The purchasing power of your savings went up without you having to actually do anything. Do you understand how powerful that is? Right? Do you understand that, like, while somebody could go and get like a Harvard degree, study to be a doctor or whatever high-paying programmer, whatever high-paying investment manager, whatever high-paying career you can think of, if that person is saving in dollars, they will eventually lose traction and end up in poverty because the way the system is set up to keep you poor, right? That's why you have to invest in things. And Bitcoin is the best thing you can invest in, right? So not only that, you can think of it two different ways. One way to look at it is, okay, I bought $13.70 worth of Bitcoin and it went up 70%. I can basically buy 3.5 more burritos. I buy 3.5 burritos for what I was paying for one burrito before, right? You've in essence traded 1 hour of your life for a burrito, but now you can trade 15 minutes of your life for that same burrito, right? So what are you gonna do with the other 45 minutes? Well, you maybe don't have to work to buy a burrito a day if you're eating burritos all day, right? Like, it makes your life easier. Like, it makes your expenses less because the value of your purchasing power is going up. That makes sense? Kind of? Okay. It's a lot. It's a very deep topic. It's very dense. But I talk about it every day, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. The time is a little off. It is at 2. I'm considering moving it back to noon so you guys can tune in during lunchtime. We might do that actually. Get your lunch, hang out with me, learn about Bitcoin, get wealthy, right? This is the chart of our purchases only for 2025. Sorry, for 2024. For 2024, we started tracking these buys. And look, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. We bought $20 here, $20 here. Sometimes we do bigger buys, like when the price of Bitcoin here drops below our average buy price for that year. We do like a quadruple stack. Or if it drops below, this is a quadruple stack because it dropped to the lowest we ever had that year. If it drops below our current average, we do a double stack, so $40. But for the most part, we just do $20 buys. $20 buys. So there it is. Like we bought Bitcoin all through 2024. And look, like each line on this spreadsheet represents an episode of the show. And these are the buys that we did when Germany was dumping their Bitcoin. They were selling all their Bitcoin at $57,000, $54,000, $56,000 Bitcoin. And now those investments that we did, they're all $20 buys. Look at this $20 turned into $32 so far. These $20 turned into $34 so far. These $40 turned into $65 so far, right? And yeah, like pretty much we're in the red for the end of the year, but it all averages out to a gain of 56% so far for the year, which is pretty damn sweet. Like what other investment option is going to give you 65% returns, right? And that's obviously above the 10% hurdle rate that's going to be beating inflation, right? So as the price of Bitcoin goes up, your savings in Bitcoin gain purchasing power, you become wealthier. That's how you become wealthier, right? And now, instead of spending an hour of your life to buy that burrito, you can spend 15 minutes of your life to buy that burrito and take the other 45 minutes to go fishing, right? Or take that value that represents and do something else with it, right? You get your time back, right? This is the way you retire. This is the way you're going to be able to retire. Like if you're investing in 401k and doing the traditional 40-60 split stocks and bonds, you're never going to retire, okay? You're basically treading water because it's not going to beat inflation, or it might barely beat inflation. If anything, just kind of like you're at the same level. It'll look like you're gaining money because remember, the pizza is still getting sliced up. Okay, so it'll look like you're gaining value, right? But you're not, because the expansion of the money is growing faster than the return that you're getting on your investments when you're doing it that way, right? So it's weird. It's like a sliding scale. Okay, you know, anchor the perspective of your finances to Bitcoin to be able to see the reality of the true value of things. And what do I say? The true value of things. Okay, what gives something its value? It's scarcity. Okay, and if you have a thing that you can make more of, then that thing is not as valuable as something that you can't make more of, right? This Bolivian bill, right? These Mexican pesos, it's just paper printed, right? It doesn't take that much work to make it. It's just a printer. Sure, it's got some security stuff in it and some stuff, but it's just paper, okay? It's got some value, I guess, because the government said it has value, but let's look at things like a Mona Lisa. That's more scarce, right? A Mona Lisa, the actual painting, there's one of a kind, right? That has value because it's one of a kind, right? And you can't make more of them. They're authentic. Right? That's the whole point. Okay, Bitcoin has the same quality of something scarce like that. It's capped at 21 million. So no matter what anybody does, what anybody wants to do, what government, what agencies, anything, they cannot change the supply of Bitcoin. So it's a capped supply. Okay. So when you have something like Bitcoin that's difficult to make more of because you can't make more of it, it's already capped. That's the max supply. You look at the equation for supply and demand, right? And when the demand for the Bitcoin comes up because people see it as an inflation hedge, the only thing that could go up is the price. The only thing that could change is the price because you can't make more Bitcoin to meet the demand. So the only thing that can change in that formula is the price. So that's why Bitcoin's so volatile, goes up and down, right? Because people buy it for different things. People buy it, try to trade it to try to make gains and get back into the dollar system. The way I do it, I buy it, hold on to it, and that's it. We don't trade it because it's like trading it back for what? You're trading it back for paper money that's going to continue to depreciate and debase you? No. You buy it and hold it. Anyway, we'll talk about more about that during the regular show. But I just want to give you guys a little primer on what we talk about there. And I know it's long-winded. I probably put you to sleep. A lot of people left. I get it. You can choose to ignore this, right? But if you don't ignore it, you're going to be pleasantly surprised and you'll thank yourself for it in the future. You really will. Okay? This is just a sample portfolio that I'm doing on the show to show that it's doable, starting small, right? And it's a better investment than anything you can think of, and the returns are fantastic. And like the proof is in the pudding. Like the proof is here. I didn't just go and create the spreadsheet today. The spreadsheet, each line of the spreadsheet represents an episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show, which again, we're about 354 or 55 episodes in, and I'm gonna continue to do that show. The reason I'm bringing it up here, I'll stop talking about it. I'll stop talking about it here. But the reason I'm bringing it up here is because, yes, I can teach you about fishing. Teach a man to fish. What is it? Give a man a fish, feed them for a day. Teach a man to fish, or a woman, whatever, to fish, feed them for a lifetime, right? That's a cool, I guess, parable or saying. And if you take that to the next level, it's teach a man about Bitcoin, teach a person to save in Bitcoin, and you feed their whole lineage, okay? Because this Bitcoin thing doesn't stop when you're done with what you came to do on this earth. That Bitcoin that you're stacking is going to continue to grow up in value against whatever money we're using, because remember, it's the scarcest thing you can own. And so if you don't want some for yourself, get some for your kids, get some for the future, for your descendants, okay? Because a little bit of Bitcoin now is going to be worth so much in the future that you're going to kick yourself if you don't. You're going to kick yourself for not listening, and you kick yourself for not buying and just learning about it. I can honestly say that everybody that I've talked to and help learn or help understand Bitcoin, their only regret has been not getting in harder when they first heard about it, including myself. My biggest regret has been not, even though I thought I was going in pretty hard, my biggest regret is not going in harder. Not going in harder when just last year, just a couple years ago. Yeah, that's a little over 2 years ago, when Bitcoin was at $27,000, $27,260. I only bought $5 worth for the show, right? I bought $5 worth for the show because I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep it realistic for somebody that that's new to it, and be like, I can't spend $100. $5 is not too intrusive. $5 is not too bad. You can spend that on stuff that you shouldn't have anyway. But anyway, it is a great if you're, I don't know how to explain this. Like, if you want your time back, if you want the freedom to get out of that rat race and be able to say, all right, it's just, anyway, there's so much to learn. What up, Richie Rich in the house? What up, Richie? Any questions, man? You let me know. I'm here to help. I feel like I said earlier, teaching somebody about Bitcoin is the next level of teach a man to fish. So literally, I'm devoting more of my time now to teaching people about Bitcoin. I'm passionate about it, just as passionate as I was about fishing when I first got into fishing. I wanted people to reap the benefits of being outdoors, learning a skill, and feel the pride of learning how to catch fish consistently and becoming a good angler. That was like my jam. And I was like, hell yeah. I don't care what people say. People will call me a noob. I'm going to show people the journey of this regular dude getting on a kayak and learning how to fish, from shirt lipping to jacked up knots to not holding the fish right. But I learned, right? And I feel better for it. And I feel like I feel like I've helped more people than I've ever met, thanks to YouTube and my regular fishing channel and even this channel, right? But now I feel that it's a better use of the attention I'm getting. I'm gonna give you more than I ever have because of the Bitcoin knowledge you're gonna learn and understand, right? And then at that point, it's up to you what you do with that extra time, what you do with that extra income or whatever, with that extra purchasing power, right? Then it's up to you. You can fish more if you want, right? You can go on more trips. The point is, I'm giving you back your time, right? Which is more important than teaching how to fish, right? Can you imagine the impact that'll have on your life? Like, if you want to learn from me, if you want to understand that, I'm giving it to you. I've gone through the hundreds of hours of podcasts, books, audiobooks, threads, reading, proofed it out. Have an example here that I've been doing it for 2 years publicly to show you how it works and to show you that it does work, right? And there it is in plain black and white, orange, yellow, blue, and green, right? And it is without strings attached. I'm not going to sell you anything. I just want you to have that option. I want you to have that choice. And if you choose not to, whatever. It's your life. It's your decision. I 100% respect that. But I want you to be able to make a informed decision. If you choose not to do it, it's all good. I'll help whoever wants to be helped. Again, for the same reasons as the fishing stuff, right? I want to help people, right? I want to help people. And I think you guys that are still watching and the guys that are sticking around in MMFC are some of the most deserving people. Okay? Like I said, the people that survived the purge. I want to help you get your boat. I want to help you get more time to fish, right? I want to help you just imagine, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but the impact of having your time back, right? It's freaking cool. It's so cool. Yeah, the impact of learning how to fish and all those benefits is great, right? But the impact of having your time back, right? The most scarce thing you could actually have is your time on this earth, right? And if Bitcoin can help you, get some of that time back to, I guess not necessarily take time back, but it's going to help you be able to allocate the next block of your time to something that you actually want to do, not be forced to work a job you probably don't even like, right? Let's be real. to keep up with inflation, to keep up with the rat race, right? Like, it's just like that, you know, that for me would be like, whew, right? And I know there's people out there that started stacking thanks to the show that I did, or just me like hounding them, like, hey, you got to do this. Hey, you got to do this. Hey, you got to do this. People in my family, friends, right? And those that listened, those that went for it, like, they get it. They understand now, right? You start to see you can literally watch your savings increase. You can watch yourself get wealthier, right? And yeah, Bitcoin is volatile. That's what they say. It goes up and down, right? But for the most part, if you can hold on to your Bitcoin for 4 years plus, and I'm not even 4 years plus in on this example portfolio, right? I'm about 2 years in, and I'm at 97% gains, right? So if you can stomach the ups and downs, buy the stuff and don't sell it, you are going to be successful in the future. Just because, you know, the value of your Bitcoin, you're going to hit a point where the value of the Bitcoin you're holding, if you're in debt, the value of the Bitcoin you're holding is going to eventually surpass the debt, right? And then you have the option. If you can be debt free, you can be debt free, or you hold on to the Bitcoin and you keep making minimum payments on your low interest things, loans or whatever, right? Because like we look back at the example of the mortgage in the house. If you and the way that we just explained that inflation lowers the purchasing power of the dollar, well, on those things that have a low interest rate, you can game it so that you're paying those payments on time, of course, but you're not making double payments. You're making the minimum payment because the interest on those loans is lower than the gains you're getting on Bitcoin. And so it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. There's a whole bunch of ways to look at it. We go over those during the show, but yeah, it's pretty intense. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up because it's been a fishy hour and a half. Jesus, sorry about that, guys. All right, so Mad Max Fishing Club. I know it's a ghost town in there right now, right? Well, we're gonna regroup, and we're gonna do a lot of stuff, a lot of fun things. And even if it's just me and one other person, okay, I'll be happy to be out there and meet with you and help you fish and get all that stuff going. Yeah, Maddie, of course. Of course, Maddie. I'm gonna put the link in here. I think it's MMFC. That one we do have a Nightbot command. There it is. Yeah. Cool. So that is most of the things I wanted to talk about today. Like I said, I appreciate you guys tuning in and suffering through the Bitcoin presentation or whatever. I'll be out there fishing for the fun of it, for the enjoyment of it, and the club outings will be in that same spirit. Go out, catch some fish, take a break for lunch, get back on the water, have a blast, and just fish for the fun of fishing, right? So that's it. That's what's up. I'm not going to be doing this show here every Wednesday, like I said, in case you missed it, and we're doing it sporadically as inspiration hits, and I have something that's worth sharing that I feel is worth the value of your time. Okay, so if you want to catch me daily, I'll be on the stackbitcoinshow.com. And what else? I'm still on Instagram. I'm still in our Discord server. If you have any questions about fishing or Bitcoin, hit me up. And love to spend some time with you and help you figure that stuff out. Okay. All right. So let's wrap it up. Oh man, that was a long hour and a half, fishy hour and a half. But a lot of stuff had to be said today. I had to get that off my chest, and let you guys know what the path is for me right now. And you're welcome to come along for the journey. You know how to do it. And if I see you out there in the water, say hello. and jump on that Discord server because that's where we're going to be posting any kind of outings we're doing. Okay. So thanks for all of your attention. Thanks for jumping on. And if you're watching this replay, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll talk soon. Yeah, we'll talk soon. And yeah, until then, may the bite be with you. I'm still gonna woo. Woo! What's up? I'll see you guys next. I want to see you guys next week. No, I'll see you guys soon. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one, guys.